Hey, welcome to the Vickers Blend. Look who I've got here.
Hi.
This is Brodie.
Yep, Brodie.
Brodie is very nervous because he is a huge fan. Are you a huge fan?
I am. I'm a huge fan of the Vickers Blend.
Good answer. He's also one of the first subscribers, and being one of the founding subscribers, it's a place of great honour because now that we're only a few subscriptions short of our 2 million. Just a few, yeah. We don't focus on how many we have, just, that we're short of the mark, which is the 2 million. But look, a positive attitude.
That's it. It's all about the quality as well.
Yeah, that's right. And Brodie's here because he's quality. That's clear and obvious. Now, the thing I love about Brodie is that he's self-confessed, doesn't know a lot about wine. Are you self-confessed?
I'm self-confessed. I'm not much of a knowledgeable person on wine.
Now, I like self-confessed because that's honest. That was profound. It's also true because, the reality is that wine is something you learn over decades of time. And I meet people who are wine buffs who know loads more than me. In fact, I was down again in the Barossa, and every winemaker I talked to made me feel like I was a bit of a dolt when it came to wine. So there you go.
Well, I can imagine being in such a nice place that does a lot of wine that would be the case.
Yes, it was, but don't feel sorry for me because I got to taste all the wine. And
that is a bonus.
It was good. It was good, and I'm going to tell you some more about that. But because I have the good fortune of having Brodie with me today, we're going to do a little bit of basic wine appreciation. And to do basic wine appreciation, and if you know the Vickers Blend, Vickers blog, Vickers, what do I call it? Vickers Blend.
Call it the Vickers Blend.
Vickers Blend. Thank you. That's why I need subscribers.
All one word.
That's right. Thank you. Well, yeah, and put a .org at the end of it, and you can find my website as well, and I'm on Facebook. Ooh. Now, as you would know, the start of every good Vickers Blend has to have some music, and because I have company, I'm going to introduce Brodie to the concept of wine dancing. Okay. Now, I normally do a bit of a shimmy, but I'm hoping Brodie's going to step up this channel because he's clearly younger than me. He's a millennial, and all millennials can dance. Is that right?
Oh, that's look, I can certainly give it a red hot crack.
Okay, so before we get to the dancing, I'm going to show Brodie this. Now, this is called a decanter. Ever seen one of these?
I have seen a few decanters, not quite one like that, but I have seen similar shapes.
Okay, well, this one's fancy because it rolls. I can put this on the table and roll it around, which scares my wife because she thinks it's going to drop off the table. But that's why I bought it, because it's cool. Now, I'm going to give Brodie this, and Brodie's going to hold it up so the camera can see.
Okay.
And he's going to take the lid off. Oh, well done. Good job.
First step's passed.
That's right, you passed. Now, if you were going to be having this on your own, Brodie, this drop, and you want it, well, maybe you're going to invite a lady friend over. Have you got a lady friend?
I've got a couple that I enjoy the company of.
A couple of lady friends. Wow, okay, well, there you go. Well, you're going to need to know this to impress your lady friends. This little doobie whacker, I don't even remember what it's called. This is called a Vinoware. And what you do is you put this in the top of your bottle. Demonstration.
That is the top.
Yes. Now, you should be letting this sit and air, okay, but if you don't have time, like I don't, you pop this sucker in the top, okay, and you can actually then pour that straight into your wine glass, and look what happens. Watch for the aeration. Can you see those bubbles coming through there?
I can, from the top.
Okay, now that's not quite as good as letting it sit and decant, but it's the next best thing. But instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take this out, and we're going to actually pour it into our decanter. Now, Brodie, do you reckon you can handle that?
I can certainly trust myself to do that.
Another passed test. Well done, Brodie. And we'll see if he manages. No. Okay, now, this is where the wine dancing comes in. Are you ready? It's my window. You got to move as you're doing it. Roll it around the air. Get some air in there.
Okay.
You don't really need to, but I'm just making it hard for you.
Making me laugh, so that's rolling it around enough.
That's good. And you can see the air coming in.
Yeah. So is the air coming in very important?
It is very important. Bringing back sweet memories. I'll pause the wine dancing. Yes, the aeration, but it's more to do with allowing the wine to breathe, the bouquet to be released, and so that when you're enjoying your wine, you get that full flavour on your nose, as well as the aeration. Yeah, softens it a little bit so that you can get it on your palate as well. Okay. So the theory goes. All right, that's looking good.
It is looking good.
So if it sits in there for a little while, then it will aerate as well. But here's the thing: if you buy a wine that's been barreled in oak for a long period of time, which a lot of the good wines are, and if it's a big tanniny Cab Sav or something like that, then letting it have that airing time will soften some of those tannins. But with a wine like this, because it's only young. Now I'm going to tell you about this wine, Brodie. It's a 2016. Now because it's only young, the settling is not as big a deal. Normally when they sell a wine this young, it's because the process they've used to produce it has already removed a lot of the impurities and the tannins that would normally settle out in the wine. So we're safe to drink it is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I'm glad that we're safe to drink it.
You are safe to drink it. All right, so Brodie, you reckon you're ready to do the first part of the testing process?
I'm keen. Let's do it.
Okay, excellent. All right, so we're going to put the wine dancing music on because we really didn't explore that enough.
No, I don't think we did.
So as Brodie pours out this wine in his glass, he's going to do it to some more dancing music. Okay, here we go. You ready?
I can't stand the rain against my window.
Me too.
'Cause you're not here with me. Here in the pain.
That's good movement.
Do you remember?
He's doing it. Like the ladies are watching.
How sweet it used to be.
He's a natural. Look at this. Hasn't spilled any.
When we were together.
Impressive. I think it's
Everything was
Are you driving?
No.
All right, you'll be right then. All right, now you got to do mine now. Come on, get the music in. That's it.
If I had a top right now, I'm doing it right now. Listen to this.
Do one up instead.
Against my window. Bringing back sweet
A little more.
Very good. No, that's all good. All right, dancing over. Well done. All right, now, Brodie. Yeah, you've got to put the lid back on that one now. You can't drink straight out of that. I can see the temptation in your eyes.
And where would you like? Just so it's
Yeah, now you'll notice there's a little indentation on it that allows it to sit on the bench somewhere there.
Yeah, that's it.
But it does roll. That's very cool. He's got it. Yes, folks, he has
Phase
it.
2.
All right. He's passed every test. It's amazing. All right. Okay, I'm going to let him stay a subscriber. He's doing well. Okay, so we take a look at it. All right, we better tell him what it is first. That was very uncouth of me. Right, now I've chosen one, very interesting one for you today, Brodie. Have you ever heard of a GSM?
I have not.
You have not. Okay, have you ever heard of a Grenache grape?
I have heard of Grenache grapes.
Have you heard of a Shiraz grape?
I have heard of Shiraz grapes.
Have you heard of a Mourvedre or Matara?
No.
Right, okay. Okay, that's all right, it's confusing. Okay, so this GSM stands for the Grenache grape, the Shiraz grape, and the Mourvedre, which is also known as the Matara, if you're out of the Barossa. Mataro, sorry. Now, the blending of those three grapes right now is pretty sexy. This is, if you're down in the Barossa, this is what the boys in the Barossa and the girls are drinking because it's very cool. It's been cool for quite some time. I don't think this kind of cool has quite made it to Port Macquarie. I'm not seeing a lot of GSMs on the restaurant menus, but, you know, I
haven't seen any around the restaurants and the shops, as you say.
That's right. So we've got a problem in town, and Brodie, do you think you can be part of the solution?
I definitely think I can be part of the solution.
Yeah, good. We haven't even tried it yet, so you know I like your optimism.
I'm a positive thinker.
Well, I like it. Okay, so the GSM, the Grenache Shiraz Mourvedre or Mataro. Look, I think it's a great combination of grapes, and we're going to try it out, and then we're going to talk some more about it. Of course, the The Grenache has a wonderful kind of gritty, woody berry flavour to it. And the Shiraz is, as we all know, that big finishing grape, smooth, lovely, velvety finish to it. The berries again. And the Mourvedre, or the Mataro, well, look, that again, I think, has one of the prettiest finishes of the reds. So we're going to stop talking and have a taste. So
I'm very excited.
very excited. Good. Okay, I'm glad. Have you got anything you would like to say about, have you got anything you'd like to say about the GSM before we try it?
Look, I just hope it can live up to the sexy, beautiful standard with which you've described it.
Okay, I do too, because I've solved it up, haven't I? Okay, so first thing I want you to know is, Brodie, if you have a look, if you bring that up to the light, you should be able to see through it just.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you see how it's got a really shiny kind of
That is cool.
translucence to it. Yeah, and if you look over the top of it, you'll see it's also very shiny. Now, the thing about GSM, if it's called a GSM, it's because it has majority of Grenache, and then slightly lesser percentage of Shiraz and slightly lesser, well, it could have an equal percentage of Mourvedre, but it's majority Grenache, okay? Now, if you see an SGM, it means it's majority Shiraz. That's right. Now you got it. Wow, you're an expert already.
I've had a good teacher.
Well, thank you. That's true. I like this guy. So you should notice the flavour differences. You don't see many SGMs, but I have seen an SM, and I have seen a SG. So you do see some variations on this. Anyway, so we've done the bouquet test. The colour test. Now let's do the bouquet. What you want to do is give it a bit of a swirl first. Getting that circular motion is a bit of a practice. Yeah, that's it. Getting it. Yeah. Once you can nail it, you almost look like you know what you're doing.
You know what? I found the secret is to go the other direction. I think for me.
Right. Excellent work.
Still filming?
Yes, we are. So that was Michelle, everybody. Say hello, Michelle. Okay, or don't. Either way, when you come back, you can have some. So what we're going to do is now we've swirled it, give it a quick swirl. That releases some of those beautiful bouquets. We're going to put our nose right into this bad boy. Get a really good sniff on it.
That was...
And you can see why the glasses are kind of edged inwards, just to try to trap some of that bouquet in as you
So that's what that's for.
smell it.
It's got quite a strong smell.
It does. And there's no right or wrong answer to this, but do you think there's anything you can smell in there that you would describe it as from just the bouquet?
Let's have another sniff. I don't know. It's just very strong, fresh smell.
It is. So I would say that has a bit of a berry bouquet to it. I can smell, because I've been drunk way too much red wine in my time. I can smell the tanniny finish to it. So I can tell that it's got, like you said, it's strong, and you find that strong smell comes from the fact that it's probably got a bit of a tanniny finish. I reckon this will have a bit of bite to it. I reckon it won't be as smooth as you might expect from
It does smell like I would expect this to have that powerful bite.
Yep. Now, I don't know if it tells you what percentages it has. They rarely do. In fact, one of the winemakers down in the Barossa confessed to me that they rarely keep a record of the percentages because they play around with it so much they just drop a bit extra here or there. But they'll give you a rough idea, yeah. But I reckon this has got a fairly large percentage of Grenache. I'd say this is probably like a... Well, let's try it first let's try it now. Now, if you want to sound really posh, okay, and you really want to impress people, I don't do it because I think you look like a bit of a tosser, actually. But when you take a mouthful, you swish it across your palate. So you do this.
So you kind of look like you're puckering up almost.
Yes, like I said, look like a tosser. But it does actually expose more of the taste buds on your tongue as you do it. It zings them a bit.
Yeah, I felt that.
Did you feel the zing?
Yeah, further back.
So it may look like a tosser, but it actually does work.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is madness. There is method to their madness. Okay, so what do you think about any sort of tastes there that you identify?
Definitely tastes well, as powerful or like as strong as I was expecting, but it is quite smooth. It wasn't as abrasive as I was expecting. Like
Yeah, I agree. It finished a lot better than I was expecting too.
yeah,
It's certainly got that tanniny finish to it. This, I actually think would probably do well with a little bit of cellaring just to drop out some of that tanniny finish. But if you like the tannins in your wines, like a lot of people do, then you'd probably really enjoy this because it does have a bit of bite to it, doesn't it?
yeah. Now, what is the tannining? Like, as a self-professed person, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that.
Okay, so in the process, particularly with a red wine, when they harvest the grape, they will actually put the grape in holus bolus. In fact, you might even get some of the, depending on what they're trying to produce, they'll even have. You ever seen on a wine on a grapevine? It has the stems and the bits of wood on the end of it. Depending on how much of that is in the initial gathering and crushing process, and depending on how finely they filter it out, those in fact they intentionally will leave some of those components of the grapevine in there to give it the tannin, which is like tannin is, well, gee, I should have checked this before I answered it, but I'm pretty sure it's like an enzyme that gives it kind of like a woody taste. Can you taste like something that's a bit woody?
Yeah, right at the very end, I feel like that's something I'm getting.
Yeah, that's it. Now, in a really good red, you should expect to taste some tannins. If it doesn't have tannins, then it means that the process has, well, probably intentionally done it for a particular market. But a good red will have that little bit of tannin to it to give it a bit of bite, a bit of substance. And look, days gone by when they produced the big cab savs, and it's cellared for 10 years before they'd even drink it. It would intentionally have a lot of tannins. And when they would put the wine bottle to cellar, you would never finish the bottom, because if you looked at the bottom of wine, like in this one, you can see nothing left, but there'd be a whole lot of sedimentation as the wooded components or and of course for a red they leave the skin in as well for a longer part of the process so as to give it the red color. So you pick up some of the skin fragments and things like that. But as I said, the new techniques now with a lot of the modern wines, the process they use to settle that out and extract the wood components and the skin components is actually pretty thorough. So you can drink them younger because there's not as much of that stuff in there. Yeah, but as I said, a lot of that stuff actually brings out flavour as well. And my father's generation, they drank wine that had that big tanniny, woody kind of finish. And I must admit, when I was younger, I drank a lot of them, and but it turned me off in a way. Like I wasn't as big a wine fan back then as I am now. I actually like the modern processes. I find the wine more enjoyable. So if I had more subscribers, I'd probably get a lot of hate mail for that. But one of the advantages of being a couple short of 2 million is I don't get the hate mail.
Yeah, once you reach that 2 mil, you've got to start flowing in, I'm sure.
Comments like that will get me in big trouble. Anyway, good. Anything else about this wine that you're noticing, or?
I don't know if it's the effect of the wine, but it's seeming a lot more smoother the more mouthfuls I have. I don't know whether my tongue is just getting used to it, or if that makes sense.
It does, yeah. In fact, if you were to have some food with this, and really you should probably have all wine is best with food, you'd find that smoothness would increase as well. I mean, I think your palate adapts. Like when your first mouthful can feel a bit abrasive as you pick up on those tannins, but you adapt and you go, and you stop noticing less the harsh characters, and you start noticing the soft characters the more you drink it. So by the time you get to the end of this glass, you'll probably be noticing more of the really gentle flavours, like the berries and the cherries and whatever else you might taste in there.
Now, you say berries a lot. Is that because of grapes effectively being like berries, or is it just because they mix them in?
I think it's because of the flavours. I mean, there's lots of different ways you can speak about a wine's taste. I mean, it's a unique kind of taste, isn't it? I mean, it does. Obviously, you don't want to say it tastes like grapes because
That was my when you asked. I was going to say it tastes like grapes. But
yeah,
I was,
yeah.
I was
And look, you could have said that, and you could have been right, and you would have been right, but you wouldn't have won any brownie points for saying it because it's grapes, you know. But if you can come up with a cool thing to say, like it's berry, or it reminds you of a little bit of a chocolate finish or something like that.
No, let's see if I can get my creative juices flowing.
Yeah,
I'll see
look.
if I can come up with something.
Yeah, go for it. You can start a new trend here, Brodie. It's Brodilicious. There you go. There's one.
I like Brodilicious.
Could catch. When we get to 2 million subscribers, it could be a new thing. It's a Brodilicious wine.
It almost tastes like, it's bringing back memories of being out in, because I'm from the bush, out in the bush, and it's probably going to sound weird, but like almost like grass, in the sense that I've fallen over and eaten grass many a time.
It's bringing back good memories for
And
you.
it's just it definitely reminds me of being, and the smell especially, because my parents liked wine.
Okay, yeah.
The
Funnily
smells bringing back childhood.
enough, grassy flavours is definitely one of the things you often find wine described at. Probably more the whites than necessarily the reds, but again, that grassiness probably comes from the slightly acidic, woody flavours, perhaps. That's good. Well done. Grassy. I like it.
Yeah, it's just very reminiscent.
Reminiscent. Very good. So, to your lady friends out there, you now have a new way to impress them. What's it called, Brodie?
It's called GSM,
And where's this one from?
from the Barossa Valley Estate.
Barossa Valley Estate. Now, you cannot
South
lose.
Australia?
That's right. You cannot lose buying a red from the Barossa. I don't care. Even if it's cheap, it will be good. I have yet to taste a Barossa red that I did not like. Particularly if you go to the blends like we have here, the Grenache, the Shiraz, the Mourvedre. In fact, I had a Mourvedre the other day. It was just a straight Mourvedre that absolutely blew me away. I was so impressed. So, you know what? When you go to the bottle shop and you got your lady friend with you and you're thinking, I need to get something that she's going to like, you can't miss. Well, I've got a tip for you. I've got a tip for the boys. Apparently, according to the scientific boffins who do wine, the female palate has more of an attraction to the Cabernet Sauvignons.
Okay.
So, if it's a first date and she likes her wine and you go red, Cabernet Sauvignon.
I would not have guessed that.
Neither would I, but I've got proof because my very own wife agrees, and she normally gravitates to a Cabernet Sauvignon. There you go.
See, I work in a bottle shop, and I would not have picked up on that. So maybe next time I get some gentlemen coming in asking me what they would recommend, I can direct them that way.
I did not know you worked in a bottle shop, so there you go.
Yeah, I work at.
Don't tell us. Yeah. It's probably better that way. The haters will be on you. You know,
That's true.
wine lovers don't like the big bottle shop chains.
No.
I got kicked out of. Well, not kicked out, but I got asked to not film so much in one of the big chains that starts with D. Even though they get a good rap, but I understand they cop a lot of hate. Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a new mission then. I did not know that. So you obviously sell wine in this liquor store.
Yes, I do.
Project. We have a project. We're going to do some secret filming, and we're going to turn Brodie into Port Macquarie's greatest liquor store wine expert.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for you, particularly the ladies.
All right.
Do you believe me?
You know what? You've built this up, and this matched my expectations, so I believe you when you say this. I trust in you.
That's good, and that was a cheap one. You wait till I show you a really good one. Look, in terms of cost, again, my favourite wine, favourite price range, around the $20 mark if you're looking for it. You won't find this hard to find. Barossa Valley Estate, GSM, 2016. If you can find it, grab it. It's very drinkable. I certainly enjoyed it. You enjoyed it, Brodie?
I did. I am enjoying it.
Yeah, and would you buy it again?
Yeah, I would actually. I would. When I'm not trying to impress my lady friends with the cab serve, I would definitely try this on maybe a second time.
Well, there you have it. It's good. And certainly as far as the GSMs goes, it is enjoyable. It's not the best I've had, but again, I'd buy it again happily, and very drinkable, very enjoyable. All right, look, cheers, Brodie.
Cheers.
Here's to you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me on.
It's been a pleasure, and we'll do it again now that we're going to turn you into Port Macquarie's leading expert in wine sales at the liquor store.
I look forward to it.
Shall we go out with some wine dancing?
All right.
Now, because you're unencumbered, you can probably, get some movement into this. So,
I'll just loosen these shoulders up.
all right. And this time you can do it with a cup. You ready?
Against my will.